We good?
Recording in progress.
Perfect. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Clear to recover stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thank you, everybody. All right, this is vacant. Number 17, 18, sorry, thank you. Just, I think the Town of Berlin's Golf Commission. Present, Zoom is, Director of Golf, Doug Guerrero. We have Commissioner Richards, Commissioner Dean, Commissioner LaBrie, and Commissioner Van Dam, Commissioner Senya, and Commissioner North. Missing are Commissioner Shirley and Commissioner Berger. So that's a call to order. Once citizens, nobody here. Approval of minutes from November 20th. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes?
Yep, I didn't see it until the.
Well, I sent them out. Did
I didn't see it anywhere on the website, November 6th.
oh, the 6th? I didn't. You're right. The 6th. I got. You know what? Thank you. That's what I didn't see the most from last.
For a special meeting?
The special meeting went out, but the other ones didn't.
Yeah,
The 11/20?
Yeah, I only got the 6th from Lena.
right.
So
Oh.
the 6th.
So maybe we'll hold off on that approval.
Yeah, you have to correct the agenda for that one. But the 6th one. So has everybody read the 6th minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have somebody to
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
No adjustments to the minutes. No changes. Okay. Commissioner Senya, Commissioner Richards, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? None. So unanimous. So
For the next meeting, we'll have 2 approvals.
yeah, but you have to follow up on that with Alina for the 20th. Okay. Thank you, sir. That takes care of that. Listen, before we even start, I want to say something here. Listen, I want to thank Nancy Berger for all her time and effort for the commission. She's to retire. This is her last hurrah. This is it. As of January, she's done. She was like one of the founding members of us, you know, with Sevi, myself, Peter, Jimmy, and then it was like that goes back, man. So I want to say thank you, Nancy, for all your time and effort and your insight. And listen, good luck and get better.
We'll miss your fudge.
I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll miss your fudge.
All right. Old business bunker project update. So,
Well,
they're on.
come on,
Yes. But there's nobody here.
anybody
There's nobody on.
nobody on the Zoom?
Nobody's on Zoom.
No.
No, sir.
Okay. So this be a quick meeting, man. So you're on.
I just want to make sure everyone can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the bunker project with the weather, we're at a stoppage. We're planning to get back on Monday and see if we could reshape starting on 15, hole 15. That's where we're at, where we left off. Obviously, we've done some tree work there on 18. Right now, if you stand on any tee box there hitting off of 18, you could probably see 16 green now.
Really?
From there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So that
it's at first you're going to be in shock, but you have to be patient and kind of wait for the end of it. You know, we know the plan, so we can see the phases, but the whole right side is ready to be shifted right. And the end goal there is to have some sort of fescue at the hill where 16 is. And obviously prevent carts from being there from both 16 and 18. But
Wow.
But right now, yeah.
You know what? Can I make a suggestion and you know talk about it here? But maybe post some of these pictures on the website so people see what's going on. And that way they're like, oh, I mean, you're good and bad. You might as well be transparent with everything. Let's go, you know, so they can see some of the progress that's going on. You know, and that way it's not just a shock come March or April, right?
Yeah, I sent some off to my guys.
Yeah, I'm sure there's quite a few. Oh my God!
I know.
It's more important, but more important.
I think it's great.
I think it is too. You guys, it's a long time coming to change. So did that solve did that solve your range ball problem? Finding all those balls in the tree?
It will. We also found a lot of Jimmy Green golf balls there on 16, but
Yeah,
no, you have to remember when the course was made, that hole was number 9.
right.
So
Yes.
there's no like hey, that was a great finish feeling. Now that it's hole 18, you'll have it from 16, 17, 18.
Right.
Mark was walking up 16 today, hold the par 3, and he said as you walk up, you guys see the mansion now from the hill that you only see on 17.
McClatchy House, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what? You probably saw that when the course was built originally. You could see up there.
The house wasn't
Well, that wasn't there. I know, it wasn't there. Neither were the trees, right? All
Yeah.
those trees. It was all right. I mean, you can see. Yeah.
and then eventually you can talk about a range. Jerry and I already have talked about Jerry, Mark, and I already talked about any additions we could do now that the whole 18 has shifted right. With all that, with some more space there. But you can do a lot of things now that that area there is a little bit more open.
Well, let's finish the projects we have.
Yeah, no, yeah,
I mean, listen, there's a litany of them right there, right? You got
yeah.
um,
We'll
cool.
try to get back with the project on Monday.
Okay, so they're through what 12 with sand, right? It's all
Yeah,
no with sand,
sand and sod.
Sand and sod is through 12, and now you're going to reshape as many as you can come now until when we can pour again. Correct? Is that the plan?
Yep.
Can they shape in the winter or no?
Yeah. They're gonna try Monday.
Really?
They'll
I didn't know
shape
that.
15.
And so, what is their timeline to get that shaping done? What they
No
estimate?
timeline. All weather dependent. If they can shape, we'll shape up until all the holes are shaped.
Well, yeah, I'm like that. That's they give you a timeline how long it would take them though. So in the back of your head.
Uh, Actually, we'll see on Monday. Given what the day's work is these days, um, we'll see how far they can get. But in their old routine, when they were doing the front nine, they could do a couple holes of reshaping in one day.
Okay.
Sal, on 18, yeah. What do you call it there? No, it wasn't. All right, who's taking out the stumps? Are we
Right,
doing that,
right.
or are they doing that?
Well,
If it's too big, they are.
They are. But
Yeah,
we're
the ones that they're taking out are pretty big. So, um, but their work is more per day,
right.
right? So I bet you some we'll have to do, and that we would be, our machine, but also pace would help.
Got it.
No, that's all gonna be fairway right there where the stumps are, correct?
Yeah, your eye line, your fairway line's gonna go to exactly that line, that area.
Wow. That's gonna
Is there gonna be a some kind of border to force people to the right with their tee shots? Or is that still
Uh,
gonna be thin?
well, yeah, remember we're adding a bunker on the left.
on the corner.
So at the corner. So if you can't carry that bunker, I'm sure you don't want to be in that bunker. You gotta aim right of it. I imagine a lot of folks, 80% are gonna go right of that bunker from whatever tee they play.
Are you
Uh,
moving any of the tees?
no,
No?
no plans of it right now.
Now,
I don't know.
the two bunkers on the right side are gone, right? They're gonna be gone.
They're gifting maybe 10 yards right.
They're putting in the two church pews up there, or two or three of them that are up there, and they're getting the ones on the right hand side of the fairway are gone.
Yeah, basically the bunkers you have now might be the fairway,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Very good. All right. Anything else on the bunkers? Bridge update.
Spoke to AI engineering on Monday. Still waiting for their proposal, which they still say will be with us before Christmas. They
Okay.
know I had a meeting with you tonight, so I tried to push for it to be here, but I still expect it sometime next week before I leave for vacation. Or I'm sorry, the holiday.
Okay.
Not going to Mexico or anything.
All right, so they said by Christmas, I remember that,
Yeah.
right? All right,
Yep.
then we'll pour that out to everybody. All right, but we already have that, Atlas is already, I mean, and that's just the engineering, correct? We are,
Yes, sir.
that is not the people that are gonna put it in.
No, the concrete folks, they're called Atlas
Atlas?
Concrete.
Yeah.
So they're gonna make it according to AI engineering's design.
All right, cool. All right, irrigation update.
Irrigation, they're waiting for a some people call it a irrigation map basically of the course. So we're trying to provide that to him, and that would help him finish off his evaluation and give us options on how we can move forward.
Okay, so he's already done the evaluation, part of that evaluation,
Yeah,
right?
he's done his visit.
Yeah, and so everybody here's aware of what happened with the visit, right? Is everybody aware here what happened with the visit? Okay, so the visit happened, he went through that, and then I guess one of the things that we have to replace like now is the pump house. So, right, so you wanna get into
Yeah,
that?
he basically, like you say, he's not just evaluating the future, but he's evaluating what we have right now. And he deemed our pump house needs some work, some new parts, um, which adds up to about 30K. The good part is Jerry and this engineer and the folks that are doing the parts, they're making it so it adapts to whatever system we upgrade to, right? So if when and when we do it in 2 or 3 years, whatever that system is, this new 30K purchase right now will comply to that new system.
Mhm.
So it's a bunch of pumps and basically it provides pressure for the water to get to each head, and if there's not enough pressure, it's not going to reach, where it's supposed to.
But the pumps are breaking down, the pump house, they're starting to break down now. And parts are getting, you can't really find them anymore for what Jerry's saying. So the decision was made, just get new, replace it, because you can use that going forward, and this is one that's being by then. So it is compatible, it would be compatible with the new system. Yeah. So, because without irrigation, we've got nothing. Right? So that just kind of makes sense. Something that you need. Yeah, that's,
So, while we're on irrigation, Sal, on number 18 with the new fairways that we're gonna have far right. Are we gonna have any irrigation there to get out there to the new area? Will we reach it with the current heads?
It's a great question, Sebi. I'll have to ask Jer and the team how that will be. I know just driving on that area between 18 and 17, it's a pretty lush area, to where grass has grown. Especially now with no trees there, but that's an amateur answer, so I'll have to look into that one.
Okay.
all right. Well, also the evaluation came back for a food, a rough estimate solve was what, 3 million?
Say that one more time.
What was the
Yeah,
rough
right.
estimate?
Yeah.
3? Yeah, we thought it'd be a lot less than that, but it all, that's doing the whole, that's, how can I say this, that is,
Brand new irrigation.
brand new, yeah. So,
It lines up to Shuttle Meadow, Ray Burns project, current projects. It lines up to those pricing.
yeah, but then we get a discount because of municipality, correct?
We do, yeah.
Yeah, that's,
And what we need to do is have our, whoever he is now, go out and try to get some money for us from
The grant writer?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we gotta get on this case, whoever it is.
I don't
Say,
know.
you know, other courses are getting money, what's wrong with us?
Oh, we do need a grant writer.
Yeah, I think.
Did they hire Saul? No.
I know they're in the process of trying to find a project manager for the town.
Project manager, okay.
Yeah.
I think we need to at least push it up to Ryan, the town manager, saying, hey, we need to get some money here for the course.
Okay.
Well, they're aware of our long-term planning, right? From
Right.
irrigation to cart paths to equipments for Jerry. You know, it's not hidden anymore what we want.
We need a grant writer to start
Yeah.
writing some material for us.
Right. Or raise money or something like that. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, we need to
I agree.
push it, you know,
Easy.
don't wait till the
No,
last minute, let's move it now.
Like anyone else, you know, other places raise money to do certain things.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do the same thing if we have to. I mean, you don't have to do it in 1 year, you can have something this year and then have something next year until you got the money. Well, piggyback. It'll take a long time, $3 million, a lot of money. Oh, that's $3 million, yeah, but I mean, if we get the grant writer in there, but still, we can still help raise money on our own.
Who's doing the evaluation of the irrigation?
White, what's his name? Something White, RW White, something like that, yeah.
White
We had
engineering.
You had, someone handed out what, last, in October or November?
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
remember.
think October.
Yep, okay.
We're lucky that we have irrigation still working up there because the average year, to make it last is like 25 years and we're beyond that. So look at when we start the course.
Right.
So we're lucky where we are.
And you're right, and because like when you start thinking about 5, how that just drive that out, because there's no irrigation in there, though. So now, it's like putting the new stuff out there, yeah. I mean, they're gonna have to dig and they're gonna have to pipe it. Like it says, trees are the nightmare. Yeah. They weren't when they were small, now they are, right? Yes. Kind of dangerous. All right, night golf. So, have you talked to the town?
So I spoke to my man Ryan, the town manager. We spoke to Steve Woznia, and Steve Woznia reiterates that the town has no concerns, as well as our insurance provider, as long as there are no carts being used. We don't need waivers. We don't need anything. It's basically like you playing your normal round at a normal day.
Did we check with Corporation Council on that too? We're supposed to. Did D'Onofrio say have any comments concerning that
Uh,
golf?
we have not. We reached to Steve, who handles our insurance for the town, and we were pretty confident with his answer. But I could reach out to attorney
Yeah,
D'Onofrio
I would
tomorrow.
reach out to D'Onofrio, our Corporation Council, just to get his feedback.
Mhm.
See what he has to say about it.
Well, okay, the attorney?
He's our town attorney.
Okay.
To me, I mean, it's again, if we want it, we can. If we don't, we can also do that. Um, I was not told that we need any specific reason to not have it. As far as I'm concerned, you all are the ones that are in charge of what events are there.
But let's just leave it on there for now, so, all right,
Yeah.
and then, you know, and we'll table it for now, and then, so go to,
We'll hear from
D'Onofrio, see what's up, yeah. And then we'll talk after that, fair enough?
Yeah.
Sure.
That sounds. All right, new business, tournament dates and events, everybody has the listing of them all, correct? Questions, I mean. They are what they are, right?
Did anyone count how many men's club have, or?
They didn't add any new ones, right? Because that was to me the key, is like enough. And I know they're saying that it's every time you and I'm a member of the men's club, and I can be a member of the senior men's too, but at the same token, you know, we would sell the t-shirt no matter what.
The only comment that I would make, if I may, is in the future, maybe or this year, maybe we could look into is it worth it to have an event on a like a July 4th or 5th or one of those holiday weekends? Because holiday weekend, that's probably a nice day to have a lot of non-residents there. It's a really busy day usually.
Yeah, you've got a good point, Sal. Keep it open. And
Yeah.
because it's not really like we have a lot of season pass holders that are unrestricted. We don't. You know what I mean? So the obviously the t-shirt's filling up. So the question now becomes, do you open that up to a lot of the out of towners? Is really, that's what it comes down to.
I even think they had Father's Day.
I don't know how many. Ratio is putting in the people, the men's club, out of towners, resident.
Yeah, see, they have Father's Day as well. Those are traditionally like, hey, let's go play golf type of days, right? Like, how do you accommodate the public on those days when you have a men's club event?
We broached that many years ago about the number of tournaments that they have, because they kept adding a couple new ones. Right. So, and we did, years ago, we talked about that. So, do you remember that? Yep. And, do you start paring it back a couple? You pare back one or two. I don't know. And it's, going forward, right? You have this for this year, but then it's going forward. Listen, we're going to cut, you got to cut two off or something like that. Figure out which two you want to cut off.
Well, I don't know if I was saying cut it off, but definitely get those holiday weekends back. Maybe they could use another day rather than those holiday weekends. Either or, it's a good day, right? But I just know traditionally Father's Day or July 4th weekend, those are busy public golf days,
So then talk to them. You can talk to Mark about this. We don't have to accept this now. You can accept it, in January too. It doesn't really matter. So, Mark's not here, so I don't know what to say on that one. But if you were talking July 5th, and I'm looking at this here, he's down the 5th. Usually it's every other weekend, right? Is that what they were doing? Yeah. Yep. So they have a 2-day of the member. So that's not. If you think about that, that's like one.
Yeah.
That's the whole, right? That's the whole weekend.
Plus they added a new one, I think, the Timberland Rockledge into the
Club. Yeah, is that new?
That's new, I think.
So
Saturday, Sunday.
It's on Sunday.
yeah, but
Both days, Saturday and Sunday.
yeah, but it's a home and home, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. So we can't approve this at this point until we have further something on that, and we want to change it and say, look, we're going to change it. So you want to get rid of?
What do y'all think about it?
I don't know. I
agree with you, Saul.
People are complaining they can't get on, right? That's what.
But is this a tournament or is it?
And I don't know if the
Men's club.
the men's club.
It's a men's club tournament?
That's right.
It's hard.
Let's try Cha.
Because
Yeah.
this time,
Very cool.
yeah, it's a good tournament, yeah. See, that's money made already, it's versus.
You know what? So we gotta look at this thing like, and I'm glad we're talking about this now. So because there's some open questions I was going to talk about before anyway, but it's a business, right? It's a business. So if we're going to operate a business, let's talk about it. So then do we say, do we go with online only for tee times? Do we get rid of the day before for season pass holders and residents? So are we a business or are we amenity? It's right. And that's you have to have that conversation at some point. You really do. And I'm the bad guy for bringing it up, but I'm just saying that if this was a business and we want to operate like a business, well then, it affects all of us. Don't get me wrong, it does.
But you know, and you gotta look
But
at,
these, I mean, listen, it's not gonna happen today, and then it's gonna happen tomorrow, but it's something you need to think about. That's all I'm saying right now, you need to think about the seeds that planted were there. Because I'll tell you, once you look at the numbers for this season, in the golf season, they're not good, even though revenue's up. Revenue's up, but expenses are up too. Because I mean, Saul's well aware, right? And so is Mark. I ran the numbers already. And we may just break even this season because we were close. I mean, if you think about it, and revenue was up. Only because all of October and a good portion of November, you know, you close down. So that's probably about $130,000 right there.
and I think more of it, you're gonna probably, me thinking, I think it's gonna be more run like a business in there. Because like, you're only gonna get so many members. And that could change,
That could change, and
that could change, but
we gotta.
if you got guaranteed tournaments coming in there, people are guaranteeing that money. Can't beat that.
But then on the flip side of that, you gotta remember the townspeople too, being, you know, an amenity to the town,
Town call.
Right.
the taxes that they pay, so, you know.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but-
right now
Yeah,
we're self-sustaining until we need the money,
Exactly.
right? But
we need the money.
we need the money, right? So you need the money you need the bonding money for the bridge, you need the bonding money for the irrigation, you need the bonding money for the car paths, and potentially,
And the golf course is not gonna bring all that money in.
no.
It's the grant writer that's gotta do something.
The grant writer-
All right, we gotta get past that.
Very smart.
We gotta get past that. But same token, I mean, people need to look at this in that respect, right? And truthfully, Saul, you know, the more I'm thinking about this, maybe we didn't go up enough on our rates because we didn't have the numbers to deal with, right? I mean, we had no idea what we were going to deal with, right? And I didn't have those numbers until the end of November. Actually, it was in December. And by then, all everything was in. So that's the problem that we have by doing what we did as soon as we did. We should have went up higher. We should have went more in the race. We really should have. You know, and we.
Well, we'll see, you know, how the start of the year goes. You know, would hopefully get a decent February where the project can continue and we don't have such a, you know, basically the fall was a wash, right? From October 6th, that's when it started, October 6th. From that day on, it slowed down pretty good. So that's 2 months of slow season.
You had 2 months of revenue that you're down about 100 and more than 150,000 probably.
Yeah.
Realistic, you know. So, yeah.
But this is where these new rates for this half year will hopefully help you, you know, help us, right? Like, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I think
Question,
we'll
is
be
it
okay.
enough? The question will be, is it enough? And then how long will the course be closed down for while they're doing the work? Those are two big hits right there.
Mhm.
For April 4th, that's their first year.
But that's good, like you said, that's gonna depend on the weather. The weather's playing a big part there. So they're gonna, like you said, they can do the work on the bunkers. As long as it's nice.
Reshaping.
Right, so they can get everything set. So springtime come, they can pour. And once they pour, then they can do what they gotta do.
But I'm not sure the grass around the.
Well, they've already
Put grass
They only
in
put
without.
grass.
Oh, I mean, on the new ones that did.
No, you can't put that down in the winter, right? You need to wait till February or something like that, right?
No, I
It's gotta
gotta
be
put that down.
45 degrees.
The winter?
Yeah, no, but I think that because the guy did it coming out of the thing, he did his house and he put all the side down.
Well, you know,
And they did it up here too, where we are, they put the side down.
you gotta water it and then you can't go on it for a couple of weeks, so it's gonna take some time, but they'll do as much as they can and go from there, but you're not gonna do anything until it's reshaped. Right, and then and the drainage is in, right? The main line is in. And then
Correct.
they can go from there, and they're not gonna do anything until it's poured, and then they'll put the grass in there.
Yeah.
But even with that, then you're gonna have no car path anywhere near it, and pick up, the bunkers will not be in play for at least a couple of weeks until it's after it's
The
poured.
new 18th fairway is not gonna be in play for a while too.
That's gonna take a while,
That's gonna take a while for that thing to grow.
I'm sure it will, but that's gonna be a work in progress, right?
Fescue?
It's not, I mean,
The whole
the
end.
fairway,
The fairway.
the fairway.
Because they gotta grind that out
Move it over to the right on 18, that one with the fairway, right?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
well, there's grass there anyways.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of grass there. So I think once it's, everybody.
So dig it all up,
Yeah.
with the roof and all that?
Well, part of this whole process when they were doing the facade was they were doing 16 was considered the growing area, right? 16 going up that hill, that was all the growing area, and so you needed turf. If you didn't want to buy it, they were gonna just strip it and take it from there. That was part of the that was part of the thought process. Remember that, Saul? Yeah, so the question is how much can you get off of that, and then otherwise it's, it's $1.50 a square foot, right?
So-
What it comes down to.
And to me, that area too on 16 on the right side, and look like it had a drainage problem there. Because you notice how always be washed out on
Yeah,
the,
well, I'm sure it still will be. Unless they put some sort of fescue in there, some high grass
Yeah.
or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, guys, there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe that it's gonna take a lot of thought process to get through and to work it through, but and it affects all of us. It does, affects all of us.
Is 2 gonna be finished before we get into 18 or?
Remember, 18 is part of the bunker project. 2 is in-house.
Okay,
I don't know. I know it doesn't answer your question, but those are 2 different
Oh, well, well,
beats.
we're trying to do them simultaneously.
It will be playable. Yeah, it'll be playable. Definitely. Still no carts.
Wow.
Still no carts. Hopefully, there's a point by spring where you can play your ball out of it.
And 2,
Mm. But you won't see carts there.
no. Well, the whole idea was to have a sort of like a waste area, and I think, so I sent pictures to Sal, Mark, and Jerry when I was playing in Florida, and they have what's it called? Starts with canola. What's that? What's that
Cannoli?
stuff? No, yeah. Canola. Not canola, right. Kuna? Is that what it's called? God.
Was it like crushed shell?
No, the crushed shell.
Yeah, crushed shell, right?
Yeah. And that's what they call like a waste area. And so parts are riding all over, people hitting their golf balls off of that. So Jerry was thinking something similar to that. So once a week, you can just drag it, right? And that's what it is. It's like a waste area, if you will.
You do that with sand.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they're gonna put in there, but yeah. And it just very well may be. Like a cactus and over to the left on 2. If you can't get all the grass to grow. So it's just another thought process on this thing. But yes,
I think next year is gonna be iffy on the golf course to be ready.
that's why, everything you can get out there, I mean, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. And I don't think these guys are concerned about that, but you got a lot of, I'm concerned too, because you got a lot of projects going on and it's gonna take a while to shake those things. It's not like you have to weather.
Might scare some people away with everything we got going on.
I mean, and you wanted to raise rates, go on, they're lucky to get somebody to play out here.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, once they're done,
And once it's done,
Once it's
yeah,
done,
once it's done, but I
the
mean,
question is, you gotta get it done, you gotta get it
in the
done. You
meantime,
gotta get it done.
I agree with you, it's just gonna take time. I don't think the course is gonna be ready until fall.
I hope you're wrong. If that's the case, then we're gonna have a lot.
Oh, wait, I don't understand, because like, the front side, the bunkers are pretty much done.
The roof, right?
So I mean, only thing that I can see on the front is number 2, where they got that dry patch.
I'm really talking about the backside, number 18.
Oh, okay.
Number 18.
So one hole. I mean, we'll get it done. I mean, it's gonna.
Oh, we had enough on our plate without 18. I was really surprised to see him taking that apart.
What? No, we did, but they don't have to 18 on it.
That was part of the plan all along.
Part of the time.
The question was, is we're gonna take them down. That's really what the whole question was, right? That was it.
But
That was all part of it.
I think, from what I see, I think the front side is pretty much done. But like I said,
With the bunker, yes.
but that one bad spot is on number 2. Will the grass grow in there? That's what's.
Well, you have the drainage on 8. So as far as the bunkers, they're done. We have the drainage on 8 and 11 that still needs to be fixed, and they're gonna work on that over the winter also.
Okay. And you got that little pond, that pond there, I mean, you know, on 9, I'm sorry, 9, that pond there. So what would would that have to do anything with 8? Because that's
Well, the drainage on 8 is, I think it's gonna go into that's where it's supposed to go.
into
Pond. It's gonna go into the pond.
Okay, then
And that's the whole idea.
like, because it gets wet in that one.
That's like that one spot on 8, right? And they're supposed to, and that's only because it wasn't draining right.
Right.
And they were gonna look at, that was part of the that's part of the project also. The same thing with 11, right? Those two. And then they were gonna look at number 3, where the old bunker was, where you have the sinkhole down there, and you also have a sinkhole on 18, right? In the fairway, you have 2 sinkholes that are there. So they're gonna take care of those also.
So do we table the in tournaments and events?
Well, the tournaments and events, I mean, it's. You know, going forward, I don't know whether we do it going forward, or you want to table it till.
No, I don't know. I thought you had questions for Mark.
I do have Mr. Mark, because it's this one, the tournament versus Rockledge, their club is at a home and home. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Similar versus
Rockledge, yeah.
It's probably just, they play us, we play them like this.
Yeah, but he's like
Saturday and Sunday, both days.
And so,
I think it's.
no,
both days.
the answer is no, I'd say no on that.
It's gotta be both days.
Yeah, it's one day at Timberland, one day around. Usually.
Yeah, but it doesn't say that on it. Both
Yeah,
days.
it's probably that, that's right.
Hey,
You know, they're not gonna play 2 days then.
So we can't do this and even approve this until Mark, we need some clarification from Mark. So if you could, can you take care of that? All right, then we'll, we'll talk about that next week. Yeah. The problem is, we don't know if there's anything new on some of these things, right?
we can do a compared to last year.
Well, that's great. You have last year's here.
Yeah, I got last
Oh,
year.
don't. Let me look. You for the senior golf?
Oh, I don't have that one. I just got the.
Well, this one's been tabled, right? So we need to know what was there last year, what this year.
Probably, Bill's got that.
Well,
that's right. It should be on the website. Yeah.
But just hang up but we still got the one.
the weekend ones are concerned for the most part. That's it. Yeah. Right?
We're gonna hold it for the next one, you say?
Yeah, on the men's club schedule. Right?
Yeah, I mean, to me,
Okay.
it's worth the question. You know, can it be moved? Sometimes
Well, not
those
only that-
days, it's a matter of being available. You know, it's not how much money you make; it's being available as well. You know,
Saturday 28th, 29th is a 2-day versus Rockledge, and it's like, well, wait a minute, that's. You know, there's a lot of weekends being taken up here.
you know I can't say the positive part is they haven't really hit a point where there's too many season pass holders that play in these events, right? You still
Oh.
get a good mixture of people paying normal fees, either resident or non-resident. You know, maybe I'll do some math and see, you know, what the percentage of season pass holders are, you know, in these last few years in these events. I mean, we haven't hit a point to where it's like, you know,
So
you're talking half or something, right? So
But it comes down to the whole thing with availability, right?
availability, yeah.
And that's what it comes down to, right? The 20th, 29th, I'm looking at the last year's schedule for the men's club, and that's a new one. That inter club is new. So it's like, no, we can't keep doing that, you know? And if we're not selling on the weekends, that's one thing. But if we're selling on the weekends, then what are you gonna give up on the other side? Right? So the answer is no on that one right now. They need to figure out what they're gonna do.
Maybe we invite them to our next meeting or something so we could have a
Let 'em come
face-to-face there.
Let them come in, listen, and because we're here with this for the mayor, we're here for the town manager, right? And then they go to town council meetings. So, and that's great. I mean, it's great that you know, but
Talking about the men's club, or?
yeah, the reports will pop up to the men's club, and I'm a member. And it doesn't, so it's. And when we need $3 million for the Irrigation, I don't, the men's
They ain't
$3
taking up that money.
million. Oh, it's not gonna happen, right? So it is part of the amenity of the town. And I know they're not gonna wanna hear that, believe me. And I'm not gonna take some crap for that, but that's,
Well, at least we're getting their schedule earlier than years past, and we
Yeah.
have time to figure it out.
town market hasn't been approved, though, until we're clarifying some of these things. All right,
Yes, sir.
good. Golf course update. Well, anything else on the tournament? Let's do that. Bill, are you gonna look at this thing too? And compare anything new on here? Or what?
Looking at it right now.
All right, well, so that's not gonna happen right now, but do that for the next meeting, you'll have that? We can do that then, let's fair enough. Yep, good, all right.
So basically, we're just gonna look at.
We're tabling that until the next meeting, so we can do a comparison of anything new on that one, and then whether other options are.
Should look at the ladies still problem.
Yep, on everybody's, it's gotta be looked at.
Mhm.
So you take care of that?
Yep.
The comparison? Perfect, thank you. All right, golf course update.
It's basically update outside of bunker project.
Okay.
The greens have been winterized. So they've been sprayed. They've been top dressed. Top dressing is basically a blanket for the winter, so they don't have direct frost or ice contact. Um, they're going to continue working on the course as long as they can get on the course through the winter. I know, Bill and Greg, they have their respective tasks inside the maintenance building, but also, if they can get on the course, we take that chance and, continue our project. So what I've done with them is I gave them a book so they can kind of keep a daily log. And the goal for that is if I go look at that book on Friday afternoon, I can kind of tell what happened throughout the week and what they did, what kind of projects, if they finish them, or if it has to keep going through. So try to keep the gang busy, outside of their normal grinding reels, winterizing equipment stuff. So
Well,
I
those are
know.
the projects you're talking about, the grinding, you know what, do you already know what stumps they're gonna grind on 18?
No, I mean we should know by probably the end of the week or Monday when we also have John Michael and Doug around, to talk about it. Um, but
There's still on two as well.
Yeah, well, they cut down
yeah,
some more trees.
yeah,
They cut-
they're doing that as we speak, the stumps. So when I
Did
say
they,
get on the course, that's what they're doing. Stumps.
okay, did they cut down the trees on five by chance yet? Any of those trees yet?
Uh, there are a couple.
They have the white marks on them, right, the white space,
Yeah,
did they take some
I
of those
don't
down?
know if the last time I was there, they had,
So,
I know they did a little bit on the front. I'll have to double check with the gang on what exact area they did on the front. I thought it was more like 6, 7, but you're talking right of 5, between 5 and 6.
he had on six, he had the white paint on some of those trees, right, remember that?
Yep.
And those are the ones that he was taking down. Have any of those come down yet or no?
I think so, I think they were something that I still working on with.
I'll find out. I'll email you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
How much more tree work is there gonna be? Besides what's already planned?
That's it, 18. 18. That's all that's all the abuse I could take. No, no, 18. After 18 trees, we don't have that was the last plan. And we're doing that obviously for the changes of 18 along with the bunkers. So
Well, it's a long time, it is truly a long time coming, and they're overgrown, we all know that, right? And it's like anything, right? It's, even the plantings in your house, they don't last forever, right? They get overgrown, sometimes you just gotta pull them, and that's, yeah, listen, we know it, it's just the way it is, so.
Alright,
All right, clubhouse winter update.
so
So-
Clubhouse, um we're looking into getting new cameras, upgrading the camera system. We're gonna add 2 more cameras down at the maintenance barn. So basically, this camera system will have obviously better quality, but more recording space, recording time, um, zoom options. You could, a manager could watch it from their desk rather than the electrical room only. So I know we had the issue early in the year, so Doug from facilities and Brian, the director of IT, they were over there this past month, planning out a system for the clubhouse.
Yeah, because we need cameras all around the building.
Yeah.
Everything.
Especially at night, when the restaurant team is there. So
So we'll have cameras focused on the carts out there too.
we have one now there, but it's just the quality. You can even tell it's me probably. It's tough. It's you see the figure, right? A figure coming, but the quality is it's pretty tough to tell who it is.
Any on the course itself?
No, you don't need a camera in there.
Just in the back.
I think we need a.
Well, 9 green and 18 green.
Because the things, like you said, like the front around the restaurant, that only the front side and the back side, that should all be camera. Got cars out there, you can see a lot of stuff that crazy activity that goes on. Like my car guy get out. Well, yeah, it did. Yeah. We got the guys, but the cops, he made a mistake. So, yeah, it was one thing. Good.
All right, how about the restaurant update? What's going on there, so?
Ramsey, he's getting a new state of the art stove, new tiles in his kitchen. Hopefully help with some draining that happens in my office. I also asked facilities team to look into painting his restaurant wall white to start matching all the changes we've been doing the last 2 years. Do you guys feel like that's something you'd want to see?
Restaurant wall.
Inside the restaurant. But
Yes.
just straight
Oh,
up,
to brighten it up, you mean?
yeah,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
but just,
Looks like a dungeon.
I know, but just me talking to him. I don't think he wants that whiteness in there because it can be tough for us.
What do you mean?
Well, you see how the hallway look outside? So I mean, it's gonna be more of an upkeep by painting it that bright side.
So you can go way lighter without making it white like that.
Well, with the color, maybe up to him, you should give him a couple options.
Exactly.
Someone's paying rent, right?
Yeah.
It's not up to us.
When I spoke to him, I don't know when he spoke to you, Jimmy, but from when I last spoke to him, we're up to you saying yes. Like me and him have said yes. Now it's up to you to say yes. So I don't know where it's coming from with Jimmy.
I'm just saying what he said, what he talked to me about it.
When?
What did he say?
He didn't really care about the white. He didn't want the white.
What color? Did he say that they
Okay,
recommend?
well, you know what? I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow, and I'm gonna relay the new information I have.
Right.
This is why I don't go through this much, because usually he'll tell me something, then he'll tell someone else something. So
Get it?
now,
Get it?
where how do you guys feel about brightening the room up?
You know what, Saul? I think it's this way. He's the one who's paying rent. It's up to him. You know?
10-4. Yeah, I mean, again, I thought he was all good, and we
That's all.
Last year, we were getting into the season by the time they painted the hallway steps. So he didn't want to disrupt his business that was just starting up in the spring. So I don't think he's opposed to painting, but.
It's when, right? It's when? The timing of it?
Yeah.
So
I
like,
mean, he's closed January and February.
What's that?
He's
Yeah.
closed January and February, so that's when they usually do their winter work for the restaurant.
Listen, tell him pick a color, pick a couple colors, that's all. Give us a couple colors and then it's up to him. He's paying the rent. Let him, you know what? It's not up to us. It's up to him.
I'm just confused on there's two different answers. That's all.
Yeah,
It's
well,
the
you're not
usual Renzi case. You know, you try to help him, then there's two answers all of a sudden.
You know what you do, Sal? Once you have that discussion with them, just flip them an email back saying, per our discussion, here's what.
Then you got it in writing, there's no,
Yeah.
there's no-
Document,
yeah,
you document it and then you're covered, and, you know,
it's no finish strip.
It needs brightening up, no question about that.
I get
It could be an off
a lot of
light.
people I talk to say that.
Yeah, and you know what? He's supposed to keep that place clean anyway. So
Yeah, they don't like
you know, I'm not sure why he's trying to hide stains.
needs to be brighter, lighter.
The color in this room,
So dark,
It is. I would go with this color, it's the soft, it's not like.
The only room that's not painted in the clubhouse is his restaurants. Every other room has been painted already.
We could still stick the color. The girls are there all
oh,
the
No.
I would think 6 months.
I'll speak to him and then we'll old business it.
Fine, I take care of the restaurant. The P&L, listen, like I said before, we, I ran some preliminary numbers through revenue through December and expenses through December, and, I don't have it with me, but I'm like, the numbers were not good. And again, it comes down to us being closed down for basically a month and a half, think about it, or 2 months, right? And that's really what it comes down to, for the most part. And it showed. It showed. So,
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. People want to go play somewhere else, but they can't talk, and they're going to complain about, oh, I want this, and they're all men's club members, and they're all,
prima donnas.
well, they all season pass holders too. A lot of them are. So you can't have it both ways. You got to support me in good times and bad times. That's all. I mean, that's my feeling. Whatever.
so depending on the weather for January, February. Any thoughts of opening up and charging $25 a round, for walking only?
I mean, that would have to be okay by y'all. I mean,
Huh?
conversation needs to start with everyone. I mean, that's I don't know the answer to that. I mean, there's pros and cons to that. Is it X amount of money worth the damage to the courts?
So let it heal.
Agree, this side.
Alright, forget it.
Let it heal. Let the course heal.
Forget it.
Let it heal, because once you start having those pitch marks,
Good idea.
Well, I was trying to say, just shoot temporary greens.
well, not only that, but in the fairway, there's divots. There's listen, these guys are making divots on the freaking tee box. How do you make a divot on a tee box? It happens. You know what? Go see a pro, because obviously you have a problem with your swing. Right?
These guys that take 4 or 5 divots in a hole,
Oh, this-
area this big.
There's one guy that takes 3 divots in a row. If I ever find one of the guys, I'm gonna swear to last night. It's always on hole 2. 3 divots in a row doesn't replace the divots. Doesn't feel like it's like, come on. And then we're talking, beaver pelts. They're freaking huge,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the coat.
They're that, some of them are that
White
deep.
tees or?
I got no idea. It's on what? It's
Some
always
of the
3 in a row.
divots are that deep.
Yeah.
Huge.
So whatever.
Alright,
We'll get back to the P&L, and then overall, listen. I'm gonna say this now. I said the fact that we did the rates so early, I think it's a detriment. I really do. I'll voice my opinion publicly on that one too, because we didn't have the numbers that we needed. We had it through September, but that was it, right? You had no idea what October was gonna look like. So
Well, we kind of knew, we're doing some work on the course, so.
we didn't know how bad, Rob. We didn't with the bad. It's to break even for the season. It's like, and everybody's making money hand over fist.
Yeah.
But our expenses went up too, right? Fertilizer's off the wall.
And I think the weather had a part to play in that too. The weather kind of went downhill pretty quick after the middle of October. Very late.
But even our payroll's that our payroll's basically 6% or check box. That's a lot. And you can't do that. Other courses are talking about 40%. So the question is,
So with the rates we presented, you're still showing a good profit. I mean, we're not supposed to have rates that's showing we're making $1 million.
no, we should be losing money, and that money should be going back into the course. And that is not sustaining us. That's the whole idea of what we're trying to do. Instead of put in the CNR fund or set of reserves for projects that you have to do, that you know we're gonna do. One is irrigation, car paths, right? The bridges are paid for, but at the same time, why is the town paying for those? If we could contribute to that, and we should contribute to that, it's only fair, that's all. But some of us should go back into the course, is what I'm trying to say. But so be it. All right, CIP projects, open discussion. No, we're in the open discussion, yeah. CIP projects, let's just go down. Go ahead.
We're looking into doing some driving range stuff, once 18 is done. Obviously everyone will be invited to a meeting for that, but we're trying to see if we could, do an area where you could add more spaces to get some more revenue for the range. An area where you're not hitting 300 yards, but where Mark and his team can have their junior clinics and short game clinics instead of being at the main range and, not having any customers being able to get there. So trying to utilize that right-hand area where the practice bunker is a little more and try to make another phase for the driving range, which was always the plan when 18 was being redone. So
That's fine, Saul, but and this is just me talking, I want to see the stuff on the course done before we start going into some of this other stuff. I mean, it's been a plan on it, but there's a lot of work that's got to be done before this, and it's just like you've got all these projects started and nothing's getting finished, right? I mean, 2 has been a dog for years now. 5 and 6, it's been the same thing. So no, I disagree.
I'm sorry. Phase 1 of 2 just started last November. So I don't, obviously all the time that's in your minds, don't put it on me. We started put work on that last November, not even a year ago.
2 has been going back and forth for a while. It
I'm
has.
sorry, that was not my decision. My decision started last November to start redoing 2. Where we are now on that, you'll be able to play it in spring.
And then 5 and 6, it's still like where it was. I mean, we put the grass in there.
5 and 6, you'll be able to play. I'm not sure where you'll not be able to play on 5 and 6.
What I'm trying to say, it was done before. It's just it didn't take. But you have a lot of projects that balls in the air right now. Let's get some of them done, and then.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. In the last meeting, you asked me to look into what we're going to do with CIP. So I was going to tell you what we're trying to do with CIP, right? I understand there's projects that needs to be done. Well, they are getting done. You just have to be patient. I'm not sure what project hasn't been finished or started. We're trying. You got. We're lucky where we are with the bunker project. Kudos to Pace, because if you were behind that, then yeah, I would be a little more concerned with what's going on in spring. But
Yeah, so before I would go to the driving range with CIP, I would say CIP money should go to the, what do you call it, to the irrigation, especially the pump house. We need money for the pump house to get it going. That's where some of the CIP money should go.
He's got money for the pump house, I think, from last year, budget surplus.
Yeah, we just spent $30K on it.
Right, from the surplus?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And remember, CIP, you can only use certain things. You can't buy equipment with it. It has to be some sort of improvement to the course.
Yeah, you might need some work on 18 to get some new heads in, to get over for the grasses, so maybe we use some of that money for that.
I agree on that one. You know what? I mean, I wouldn't spend it just yet, but I'm just, you don't know what you're gonna need going forward with some of the work that's going on.
Right.
And then, you can eat that up quick.
So basically, just hold off
And reevaluate it.
Right. Just hold up, and like I said,
And you'll know that in a couple months anyway.
and the driving range, just hold up. You can just have to go another year or two with the way it is, and fix it, like you said, fix one thing at a time. Right.
How about?
I was just
you know,
confused. I thought y'all were just asking for what the plan was.
We are, no, we are.
No,
Well, no,
fine.
You're fine, so.
Well, what about on 4? I mean, that's been kicked around too for the longest time. The path on 4, the tree on 4, going around the other side of 5.
I guess we'll see how much money we have,
I'm
and we'll
not,
go from there.
that was coming from Jerry, not me, man.
Oh, that's, yeah,
Yeah, the path on 9 that was supposed to be dragged again, and
but that's supposed to go around the backside of
yeah, no,
the T-box.
you know,
But. So now, just,
it's all torn up. I mean, something's gonna fall, right? You can see the roots are there, right, from the tree. On 5,
yeah.
Why do cart paths if you're doing a long-term cart path project?
Right.
Because we don't know when that's gonna come to fruition either, I don't know, because that could be part of the plan, that it's gonna go there anyway, right? Was it the whole idea that it was gonna go there anyway, on the other side of 5? That was Jerry's plan, not mine, right?
No, this group needs a plan. If you
No,
know,
we all agree.
Jerry has a
That was-
choice to be in these meetings. He's not in these meetings. We need a plan.
But would it, I can understand what you're saying, where the T-box is at now, with the 5, I mean, the 5 at 4?
Yep.
Leave it there, and don't come on that backside. Only thing you gotta do is, drag that down. And if you wanna do it at a cart path, just push it down because the tree's gone.
The tree on 4 is still there.
No, the tree is gone, that tree's gone, that big tree that was there. With a water fountain in there?
No, the other one on the other side is where that's tearing up. The other tree that's over there on 4, to the left, there's a big tree between 4 and 5.
Oh, didn't that tree come down?
No, there's still one there.
Where?
And that's
It's near the ladies'
Yeah,
team.
the roots
It's
are-
closer to the ladies' team.
That idea on number 5, well, that's like 40K. There's a lot of earth moving and paving. Just 16 was 30K. Remember when we did 16 a couple winters ago? That straight line of 16. Number 5 would be a lot more than that. But obviously, CIP projects, maybe we'll bring it up again, and we should have like a 1 to 5 year plan on
Yeah. We got too many projects, not enough money. That's the problem.
It's always the case.
it.
About the money.
Are we gonna put up a net at the driving range
No.
2018?
That fence piece?
Yes,
No.
that definitely, and some sort of fencing for the back of 8.
The back 8,
The
Oh,
8 green.
the back of 8. It's swamp over there.
The swamp?
Yeah, swamp.
Really?
For the cart path, didn't the commission want a little fence or some sort of barrier so the carts doesn't fall in the water?
Oh,
Carts don't go.
who said that?
I will say that commission member's not with us anymore. So
Well, I don't know, has the cart ever gone in the water?
No.
To anybody's knowledge? What's that? Where, on 9 or 8?
There's a curb there.
There's no,
No, yeah.
then what was she talking about?
That's what she was talking about right there.
The circle down there?
Yeah, as you go from number 8 to turn to the T box to go around, she felt that there should be something there to protect it.
Look, you're not around there like speeding on.
Yeah, what
Coming down common sense, you're not gonna go in.
distracted driving.
Right.
Well,
Drunk car.
I think we're okay with that one, so,
Yeah, I'm good with that, bro.
so,
okay,
We're good.
alright.
Yeah.
but a local fencing company is gonna stop by and we're gonna measure out the driving range one. 6 foot high, just at the flat area there. Some sort of sport netting.
Yeah, just something to block the balls from going down there.
Yeah.
That's all.
And the way the trees are on 18 now, you might have to do some down at the bottom. So we'll see. But definitely looking into the one by the 18 green.
Okay. Okay. Several purchases.
We're moving forward for the Sand Pro. I put a roller in our budget, so hopefully we could get one July 1st. Um, the next purchase after those two would be some sort of reel grinder, but that's in the FY27 budget, FY28 budget. So, just updating you guys on what capital purchases we're doing with halfway into this budget year and the new budget year coming up in July. That's without knowing whatever surplus we're gonna have, or if any. So
Yeah.
we'll know
How about
about that in like.
How about leasing?
Well,
So,
maybe you update us in the meeting we had. I know we're waiting on information from them, right? So
so then we had a meeting with Sal, Jerry, myself, Jerry Paradis was there, and a member from a leasing company from Turo, basically Turo, a leasing company, on basically leasing someone for the equipment that we have versus buying it. And then there's two types of equipment that you have, that some of the stuff that's going to last, and some of the stuff that will go on capital lease versus an operating lease. Because some of the things are just our equipment is very old, some of it very old, and tough to find. They're cannibalizing parts in order to make it work, right? And so they're looking at different things to lease versus buy. He gave us prices. I'm not getting the prices were expensive, but we get a discount on top of that. The question is, how many years do you spread it out? Spread it out over. That's what it comes down to. So they're going to send Jeremy's going to send them a listing of the equipment that he's looking to do, and then they're going to give us a price on that, and then we'll just figure out with the worksheet, what it would be spread it out over the 5 years.
Right. But Mike, like what you're talking about, I think leasing is the best way to go for the golfers. Because the reason why I say what I said, because you're gonna keep updated what's coming in new when you need it new. And when you own it, now you gotta keep it up. You gotta have somebody to fix it. This way, if you lease it, you send it back, pay me another piece of equipment.
Well,
If they set it up that way.
that's how they set it up.
So
You still have to maintain it. You have to maintain it. If something goes wrong, who's gonna fix it? We don't have a mechanic on staff that can fix it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, but so where does that leasing part come in? What are you gonna get for the?
Well, that's the whole idea. You'd have to get a contract out, a service contract out, for leasing also. So, because we're talking now, it's not like, listen, we're old enough. Remember, you used to work out the cars with the points.
Yes.
Right? You remember you had the time light, we had the time light, and those days. Then all of a sudden, everything, it's changed, right? It's like drum brake versus disc brake, and everything's a computer now. What it was. So,
But if we don't have, like I said, if we don't have a mechanic on site, now you gotta get a mechanic. So now you gotta.
you're right, but it's not going to happen, right? That's
So then the next step is
you have to outsource.
you gotta outsource it and lease.
Well, so that's what's going on. They're going to get us some information back, and we'll figure out what we're going to do. But at the same token, it's like the grinders that they're talking about. You just set it and go, and it's just not you sitting there. The thing's 30 some odd years old, right? It's crazy how old some of this stuff is. And we're no different than anybody else. We are not. When you take something that wears it down, you just move to another. You move, say, from the greens to the tee box or something. It's just a trickle down. Then.
One other thing, so I mean, like, you got these like Taylor rental, like when you're doing the grinding for the stumps. I mean, have they ever thought about jeering them, ripping that for the day and grinding the stumps and
Yeah, we have a machine for it. It just moves at a different pace, you know.
Okay,
They have state-of-the-art machinery that will do it a lot faster than ours. So the big ones are just tough, you know. It's
right.
because it's not just grinding. You also got to dig. So you know, it takes one or two our gang a little longer. So, but they have taken care of some stuff like on two. Two has been them, no, that hasn't been outsourced. You know, or those ones on
Right.
two, even the one on when we had it on 15. You know, at the start of the year. Um, just with 18, a lot of that's being outsourced because the speed of things.
Yeah.
And you know, it just helps right now. So
Like I said, I see what the state does on the highway. If you look on 91, what they do now, I mean, they got a machine that'll come in and just grab a whole tree and
Yeah,
do that.
I know, they just
Yeah.
got,
Boom, it's gone.
they have the equipment to do it though,
Yeah,
right? And that's what they're down to, it's
Very big picture.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, so, but that's what's going on, so we'll have something back before the end of the year on that, be able to discuss it a little bit more intelligently. All right, and then, new staff addition, what's that?
yeah, just real quickly, the town's looking to give the golf course like a 15-hour part-time help. So a person that can handle the billing for me or the trips to the bank. They want me to be a little more hands-on next year. So hopefully, without me having to leave for those small tasks, I'll be available for everyone a little more, I guess. So um, I'm also looking to hire part-time help, strictly just for clubhouse work. So that wouldn't be under my watch. It would still be under Jerry's watch, but that person will just be in charge of landscaping around the clubhouse and whatnot. So
That's good.
that's all.
She said, nothing else has really changed there, you got the encumbrance balance or whatever. So you're gonna come up with that list and we'll just keep going forward on that, right? You know, the CT sign account, I mean, what are we gonna do with that? I mean, how do
Yeah,
we,
should I put on the next one? 'Cause we really need a plan on, are we first, what are we doing with the current ones that are there? Are they done? Do they need to repay to be on there? We have to come, we have to figure that out too.
yeah, yeah, so maybe, you got, someone's gonna have, you, not us, got to contact them and say, listen, time's up, what do you wanna do?
Yeah.
Pull it down, what? Right, and that's what they're making, they can come off, right, because they're not permanent. And if
There's
they're gonna
gotta be some,
we already talked about the prices on that, so you have the money that's associated with that, right? And if it does come in, maybe you can use it to clean up the T areas, that's all, level them off or whatever you're gonna do with them.
yeah, I mean, right now we only have so many things we could sponsor, right? But with your plans, we get screens on our carts. You could sell sponsorships there, things
Yeah,
like that. But um, yeah, I mean, I think we definitely have to take the bull in the horns and get this thing going again.
I agree, I agree, but even contacting the people on there, you can listen, it's been up, and it has been up, and since before COVID.
Yeah,
So you had that up there, and that was never the intent. So if you're not interested, that's fine. We'll take it down. But if you're interested, I think we worked out a price for those things already.
How many years have you been on that?
Oh my gosh, it's quite a few. Quite a few. It's about six.
Yeah, so they need to be,
Yeah, it was supposed to be every 2 years, right?
yeah, they was every 2 years.
Every 2 years, what we're looking at, and that's already written down in some of the old notes. So I mean, we can probably look at some of the old minutes and find some of that stuff out. But we could actually come up with new costs, figures if we want, prices if you want to do that. Do that also. You don't want to
yeah,
price it out of market, but at the same token, it's just like, listen, enough's enough, right?
$500 years.
Well, $500
Was
a year.
it, wasn't it 500 from the get-go?
No, it was actually more than that. It was like 900. It was because we had to pay for we paid for every one of those things. Then we paid to cover up the grant things that were on there.
Let's put it this way, so if they're there now, then we probably, The first year you said they're paying 900?
Well, to build it, we paid like 9, then it was like 400 or 500 after that, so. That's
Enough, they wanna
they
pay
want, if you don't want it, then here, we'll take it down. It's not a problem.
500, give them a chance to put the 500.
Sure, that's it, that's all, and it's a 2-year, you know, it was that for 1 or 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, 250, please, they don't say that.
Yeah, 2 years for $500 for 2, yeah, So, but you gotta contact all those people, so. Alright. But then at that point in time, what do you do with the money? It's really what it comes down to, so. You know, I think what Jerry was trying to do on some of those was standardize. How it looked, that way it's easier to mow around. Cause you remember he had the mulch going around the wall, and it looked nice, it really did, but. It was easy for these guys to, when they're on the maintenance aspect of this thing,
Yeah, cause I did, it takes,
right?
takes time, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have to use a weed whacker, they could just mow through it, right? That's what it was. So, I think that was part of the,
But did you put the mulching on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't have to, yeah.
yeah, right? Okay. The CIP, we talked about that, all right, Golf Pro, everybody's rented,
Yes.
yeah? Any questions on that? No. I will, once I have December's numbers, I'll flip everybody out so we can see what the season looks like versus the, everything, and get a good feel for what's going on.
That's
All right. And I mean, listen, it doesn't do any good to talk about it now because. I'd rather have everybody have everything in front of them, and that way you can make an informed decision. You know, rather than shoot from the hip, we'll just kind of figure it out from there. Anything else?
Motion adjourned.
Jake, go, man.
I second it.
Oh, okay, look at second, all in favor, all right.
Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas.
Stop the clock.